Hi, everybody. Good morning. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Gracie Norchuk, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Swannanoa Valley. Please silence your cell phones now. We are a progressive congregation fueled with and connected by the spirit of goodness, justice, and love. Ursula K. Le Guin said, "Love doesn't just sit there like a stone. It has to be made like bread, remade all the time, made new." That seems like a lot of work. To love deeply means that you can feel deeply, feel the full spectrum of emotions. For those of us paying attention, for those of us still connected, it is a lot. I find that it helps to be together in this space. Please review the land and labor acknowledgement on the back of your order of service, as well as the UU8 principles. We do this each Sunday because love has to be made like bread, remade all the time, made new. We have a tradition of welcoming visitors or people who have been here a couple of times. I'll invite you to stand, introduce yourselves, and tell us where you're from. We'll start on this side. If we have any newcomers or visitors. Hello.
Hi, I'm Carly Murch, and I'm originally from Tallahassee, Florida.
Welcome.
I'm Sebastian from Minnesota, but we also live right here.
Welcome. Anyone else? Okay. We'll move to this side. Hi.
Hi, my name is Anna Martin. I live in Swannanoa. I often attend the Asheville congregation. I'm also board chair at the Mountain Retreat and Learning Center, a UU Camp and Conference Center outside of Highlands, North Carolina, only 2 hours away. I'd love to, if anyone wants to talk about that, talk to Lee or myself. We'd love to get your congregation better connected to the mountain. Thank you.
Anyone else here?
Hi, I'm David. We're from the Seattle area.
And I'm Sunny.
Hi, Sonny.
We just moved into Black Mountain, so we're excited.
Hey.
Anyone else from this side?
I'm Allison. My family lives in Montreat, and I'm originally from Wisconsin.
Welcome.
I'm Mimi Peter. We come here often because we do kids in Nashville, and one of them had a baby last night.
Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Alice, and I live in Black Mountain, and I've been here for about 5 years, but I was a UU at Oak Park, Illinois prior to that.
Thank you all for coming. We are so happy that you're here today. You chose a great day to come because it's potluck. So if you want to help move the chairs, our only announcement today is that it's potluck and we might need some help moving the chairs after the service. So if you're big and strong like I am, we can move the chairs together and we'll meet in the back. We are so happy that you chose to come here today, even in the midst of winter. It's snowing, which is exciting. We would love to get to know you better. So after service, if your schedule permits, we'll have coffee, we'll have potluck, and we have members wearing orange name tags to signify that they are on the membership committee, and they'll be out and about to talk to you about all the things. Even though it's snowing and it's beautiful, I do not like the chill or the cold, but it likes me and it follows me around and it likes to tell me things. And so this Sunday, we can welcome it in together as it leads us into this place of stillness. The tree in winter reminds us that constantly forcing ourselves to perpetually bloom goes against our very nature, to be a human being, not a human doing. I'm excited to be together with you today, peacefully starting our service. It's the first time I've done this. I'm so nervous. Not so peaceful, but maybe graceful. Not really graceful either.
You did very well. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. Some of you I haven't seen since Christmas Eve, and some of you I haven't seen at all. So, welcome. Our opening words this morning are from Unitarian Universalist Robert French Levins. Holy and beautiful, the custom which brings us together in the presence of the Most High, to face our ideals, to remember our loved ones in absence, to give thanks, to make confession, to offer forgiveness, to be enlightened, and to be strengthened. Through this quiet hour breathe the worship of ages. I love this line. The cathedral music of history. Three unseen guests attend: faith, hope, and love. Let all our hearts prepare them a place. Thank you, Diane. Please rise as you are willing and, of course, able, and join in singing our opening hymn this morning, hymn number 12. 12? Yes, 12 after 11, before 13. Oh, life that makes all things new. Responsive reading this morning is number 544 in the back of the gray hymnal by Unitarian Universalist Kathleen Matee. New Year's Day. The 1st of January is another day dawning, the sun rising as the sun always rises, the earth moving in its rhythms.
With or without our calendars, name a certain day as the day of the beginning, separating the old from the new.
And so it is. Everything is the same, bound into its history as we ourselves are bound.
Yet also we stand at our threshold, the new year, something truly new, still unformed, leaving a stunning power in our hands.
What shall we do with this great gift of time this year?
Let us begin by remembering that whatever justice, whatever peace, and wholeness might bloom in our world this year.
We are the hearts and minds, the hands and feet, the embodiment of all the best visions of our people.
The new year can be the ground for the seeds of our dreams.
Let us take this step forward together onto new ground.
Planting our dreams well, faithfully, and in joy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Anna Linda Metzner, music director here, and today is the second Sunday of January when we not only have potluck but also special musical performers. And today we're going to have Eileen Kennedy and Andy Reid performing. And Eileen Kennedy began singing and acting in 2002 on stages from Canada to Cuba to Paris, musical theater, solo concerts, guest artists, and open mics. Some highlights are La Cave du Rive 39, Rive, Paris, and Isis Main Stage, Asheville Symphony Chorus, Haskell Opera House in Quebec, ACT, NC Stage, Provincetown Theater Company, Whitehorse Tavern, and Galeria Nemesio Atuñez, Havana. Okay. Andy Reid worked in community and professional theater for many years, including as an actor, director, and producer. He's performed with the Asheville Gay Men's Chorus, the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Choir, and other groups, and has been singing with the UUCSV Choir since he joined the congregation in 2017. Now, about the song. Stephen Sondheim's musical Into the Woods intertwines classic fairy tales such as Rapunzel, Little Red Riding Hood, and Jack and the Beanstalk with the story of a baker and his wife who venture into the woods to reverse a witch's curse that they'll be childless. In their quest beyond the normal circumference of their lives, they encounter moral complexities that accompany their search to fulfill their dreams. And in the process, they find themselves.
Now I can. Greg, want to see the pianist? And that will do it. My husband. You've changed, you're daring, you're different in the world. More sure, more sharing, you're getting us through the wood. If you could see, you're not the man who started, much more open-hearted than I knew you to be.
It takes two. I thought one was enough. It's not true. It takes two of us. You came through. When the journey was rough, it took you. It took two of us. It takes care. It takes patience and fear and despair to change. Though you swear to change, who can tell you do? It takes two.
You've changed, you're thriving, there's something about the world. Not just surviving, you're blossoming in the world. And all I feel
to begin, but then once you be gone, it takes two of you, it's no fun. But what needs to be done you can do when there's two of you. If I dare, it's becoming aware of us as a pair of us, each accepting our share of what's there. We've changed. We're strangers. We're meeting you in the woods. What dangers I know will get past the woods. And once we're past, let's hope the changes last. Beyond woods, beyond riches and slippers and hoods, just the two of us beyond lies, safe at home with our beautiful prize. Just a few of us, it takes trust, it takes just a bit more and we're done. We want four, we had none, we've got three, we need one. It takes two.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
We show them some more love. So, Stephen Sondheim, you can't go wrong. This is the time in the service when we invite you to come up and to share, by using the stones, a joy, a concern, a sorrow. So the elements are there, the fire, the water. Oh no, where's the water there? Yeah, the water's there, the stone, the earth, and the floor is yours. Do I need to bring the stones to any? This stone is for those of you who, for whatever reason, just didn't feel like coming up. It's all good. But just know that we keep you in our thoughts and prayers and hearts and minds. Before we move to the meditation, I just want to share with you a poem. You've probably seen it already. It's written by Amanda Gorman for our dear sister Renee Good, who was murdered on January 7th. Well, let's just call it by the Gestapo. I mean, what else can we call it? So, you know, we will have the meditation. I just want to share this with you, just to acknowledge that she existed. They say she is no more, that there her absence soars, blood blown like a rose. Iced wheels flinched and froze. Now bare riot of candles, dark fury of flowers, pure howling hymns. If for us she rose, somewhere in the pitched deep of our grief crouches our true power, the howl where we begin. Straining upon the edge of the crooked crater of the worst of what we've been. Change is only possible, and bitter anger of our neighbors is moved by the love and better angels of our nature. What they call death and void, we know is breath and voice. In the end, gorgeously endures our enormity. You could believe departed to be the dawn when the blank night has stood so long. But our bright-filled angels will never, ever fully be gone when they forever are so fiercely good. I want to share with you this meditation for the new year. And then we will have a time of quiet. This is by our brother John O'Donohue. And we will have our time of quiet after. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the gray window and the ghost of lost gets into you, may a flock of colors, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken in you a meadow of delight. When the canvas frays in the cura of thought and a strain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of the light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to remind you of your life. And now, while our minds are one, brief moment that it is, I leave you all with the eloquence of silence. And so it is. All righty. In the words of William James, the greatest use of life is to spend it on something that will outlast it. And so in that spirit, collect this morning's offering. thank you for your generosity. All right. So I want to begin the year. We'll get to the heavy stuff in the coming Sundays. It's going to be a crazy year. It's already. So, and I want us to covenant basically together that we're going to get through this. Like we got through all the other stuff. That's basically what I'm talking about this morning. For those of you who are new, I'm asking you to. So first of all, I want to welcome you this morning to this, what I believe is a safe and nurturing home for free people of faith. Thank you for your generosity always in supporting. That's never taken for granted, for supporting this community, which is going to be more important in the months and days and years to come, right? I'm not, I don't have to have any special psychic powers. You can see it's going to be an interesting year, to say the least. I recall, at least coming up New Year's morning as a traditional time, at least for me when I was much younger, as regretting, the hangover, a time for turning away from past messiness and trying to clean up my act. And a time for New Year's resolutions, which I don't really make, I try to be a little better today than I was yesterday. And, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I haven't done any in so long. And if you make them, that's your task. That's your goal for the year. But I haven't for decades. I always wind up forgetting them, so I write them down and then I forget where I put them, which I still do now as I've gotten older. So I gave up. I have a friend who gave up making New Year's resolutions the same year that for Lent he gave up feeling guilty. And he told me it's been quite liberating. But there's still something about New Year's. I don't care what you say. There's something about New Year's that arouses feelings of responsibility and accountability. And if you are a recovering Catholic or if you are a recovering Jewish person, you may feel that. But whatever the cause of the feeling of obligation, New Year's Day mostly symbolizes new beginnings. And that's so even though it's complete, it's artificial, it's an arbitrary, calendar-based beginning. And the wonderful interconnected living web of existence of which we are a part has its own natural new beginnings. We call them solstices. There's the lunar new year. New beginnings, fresh starts. And we've seen a lot of New Year's, you and I. Some more challenging than others, but they have been challenging. I've been here on this planet in this incarnation for 68 summers. I've lived through times of war and times of fear and progress and struggle. I've lived through the civil rights movement, the human rights movement, Vietnam and other wars, times that turned people against one another. I've lived through a political coup on January 6th. I've lived through COVID. I've lived through a hurricane. And for all that, the basic underpinnings of existence may not be as stable as we would like to think it is. But this is life on planet Earth. This is life in a body, maybe in another dimension, outside the Milky Way. It's a different way. But right here where we are, this is called life. And time will tell. Struggles continue within the protective envelope of our nation's institutions and values. The earth is still turning reliably. Winters are still followed by spring, maybe take it for granted springs, maybe warmer, wetter winters. And we continue to face struggle and conflict. Nothing new there. But that protective envelope of our nation's institutions and values, Our basic social contract is fraying. Our earth is convulsing, crying out to too many deaf ears. Some ears deliberately deaf. And see, I'm convinced that maybe not all, but our leaders know right from wrong. They know right from wrong. They suffer from it's like a spiritual malnutrition. It's a moral constipation. They're stuck. It's stuck. It can't flow. These past few years, more than any I remember, have been years of crises. And crisis is not a bad word, actually. It's Greek. The roots are Greek. It means to discern, to distinguish, and to decide. And not too far, another Greek word, a New Testament word, really, metanoia, which means turning, changing our ways. So the question is, do you think maybe this year we should consider making some serious New Year's resolutions? The trouble with resolutions is that they're typically individual, and they're also specifically targeted, as in, this year I will stop smoking or drinking or getting into toxic relationships, things like that. These are important resolutions, no doubt. I'm not belittling that. Yet this is a time of crisis that we're facing together, not just individually. And this is also a crisis that seems to be unfolding, a crisis that will be shifting and changing from moment to moment. And in this crisis, we, you and I, must be strong together. Together. Responsive what? Responsive together. Resilient together. Yes, you're right. And peaceful together. Grateful together. And hopeful together. See, there's a hope is a funny thing. I remember I used to attend a motivational speaker, Les Brown. You may have heard of him, wonderful speaker. Now I see he's kind of coming back on the circuit. And he used to say, Michael, hoping is not a process. And I said, well, that's true, granted. You have to do some footwork. But we can get caught in the trap of hoping that something succeeds, or hoping that something gets avoided. Right? We've all done that. But I think about that, and it closes down horizons. It's something that's restricting, and it brings disappointment. And so real hope is hoping in. It's hoping in something, hoping in one another, and trusting the future for that, because we're going to embrace this together. Real hope opens possibilities. It frees creative energy, and we're going to need that. We're going to need that. And this new year is calling us to come together, probably more than any other time. I don't know, that may be hyperbole. It calls us to be creative, adaptably, and responsive. And that's what we need to do. Now, I'm not sure if resolutions can cut it. I'm not saying they can't. I'm going to leave that up to you. But this New Year's, to me, calls for something bigger than just simply resolutions. It calls for a covenant. I know you were saying, where's he going with all that? I was asking myself that. This doesn't sound like, it never sounds like when I rehearse it. It never, and probably that's my mental state. But it never, but now we get to the title, right? The covenant. It took me 10 minutes, but we're there. And then we're going to eat. But it does. It calls for the covenant. It calls for a covenant. And what's the covenant? And I'm glad you asked, because we are a covenanted people. We make a covenant with each other. And I guess it's not a crude way to put it, but the simplest way a covenant to explain it is when you love somebody and they say, well, I love you back. That's a covenant. That's a covenant. Covenant is love shared. When people join in together. It's also about what? Setting a boundary. It's about taking a stand. To stand together in love is to be a covenanted people. So let's talk about a New Year's covenant together. What might such a covenant among free people of faith, among a free liberal congregation, what might that look like? Well, it would be challenging for sure. It would be demanding. It would call on each of us to reach into our deepest selves, to give and to grow and to share. And that when we get angry with each other, you just don't take your marbles and go home. I mean, you can, but it kind of takes away from it if you don't get your way. Right? It would call on us to embrace not only our little group, but every human person, all peoples. People we don't like. People we don't want to like. Remember I told you, there's some people I don't want to love. I'm just not that evolved yet. I'm not saying that as a badge of courage. I'm just trying to keep it at 100. But I'm trying to, you see. That's all. I'm just trying to keep it real. I want to get there before the next life. And I'm working on it. But I'm not there. It would call on us to do what? The Socratic questioning of ourselves. See, that's why the spiritual path is so difficult. That's why a lot of people don't want to walk this path, because it's the interrogation of your inner life, of yourself. Because if I don't do that with me, I'm not going to be able to do that with you. I'm not going to be as authentic as I possibly can. It would call on us to take responsibility for more than ourselves, even for our planet, as much as we can. Very challenging, a New Year's covenant. Are you sure we're up to it? You think we can do it? I got news for you. We've already done it. We're already in that covenant. That's why you're here this morning. I'm just here to remind you, we've got a long journey ahead. And so we are such a covenanted people. And we ask, what might a covenant of love look like among free people of faith? And it's right in front of me. It's right in front of me. See, I got a view up here you don't have of the bouquet. You see, I know I tease you about that all the time, and I poke your eye at it, but I can see you up here. It's good. This is us. This is our covenant here. It's the beautiful bouquet. And so, if you have happened to look in your order of service, it's our 8 principles. I know they're old, perhaps. But what a powerful New Year's covenant those principles make. What a powerful covenant for the new year. Think about it. We can't take it for granted. As you and I have covenanted to affirm and support the inherent worth and dignity of every person. You see the challenge in that, don't you? See that? You mean that means that all those who have cause to fear in this time of worrisome change, as well as those who appear to be what? The cause of that fear. The sick brother who shot this sister in the face, her last words were, "It's okay, dude, I'm not mad at you." Can you hear echoes of that in the New Testament? This admonition to at least try to love your enemies. Or Mahatma Gandhi's powerful soulfulness that he calls satyagraha, or Brother Martin King's loving resistance. Challenging, yet so powerful and principled in times like this. And we've all said we affirm and support that. So it's not Mickey Mouse. It's not just a bunch of liberals sitting around talking. Number 2, justice, equity, compassion, and human relations. The challenge just of compassion. Just being compassionate is daunting. Compassion is more than empathy, which is the ability to enter into another person's world and share their suffering. Compassion also means what? Being moved to do everything in our power to relieve that suffering. To make the crooked ways straight, to set right the wrongs, to remedy and to strengthen. We've already affirmed and supported this. If you can't do it, you can walk out now and you'll still be friendly with you. You know, no one's going to judge you. But we can't do it alone. See, we have to do it together. So I can't judge you if I'm not doing it myself. We have to do it together. Acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual work. If you don't like spiritual work, if it's too woo, whatever it is, the cultivation of your inner life. Let's leave it like that. Acceptance is not mere tolerance, which is a kind of, well, you know, live and let live, just don't bother me. Acceptance is a kind of embrace. Acceptance means including one another in that circle of love. It means really listening. And that one another goes beyond this congregation. That really goes back to our first principle. All of this stuff comes from our first principle. Every person. Encouragement to spiritual growth reaches outward. Spiritual growth means what? Turning, awakening, opening the heart. And our what? And our ears. It means expanding our circle of love, even to those who hate. Even to those who hate. What have we gotten ourselves into? You sure you want to do this? Soul force, again, Gandhi's acceptance together with resistance. Resistance. It's not Star Trek, it's not futile, it's not the Borg we're up against. Seems like it though sometimes. Loving resistance, this is our covenant. This we affirm and support. A free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We covenant to be seekers what? Together. A seeker is on the way, right? She's on the way. It's the journey. She's not already arrived. A seeker is on a quest. Questioning not only dogmas and other such claims, but questioning herself, seeing herself, always as subject to questioning, that Socratic questioning, that peeling the onion, that peeling the layer, and comfortable with that, welcoming the horizon of open-ended what? Uncertainty. That is also open to all other persons on their quest. This is a divine uncertainty. Embracing and embraced by a limitless reality. Call it God, call it what you will. The force, whatever. At the same time, it what? It recognizes and lovingly resists whatever forecloses on that divine quest, calling out all forms of empire. Don't forget, that's where we live now. If you haven't picked that up, boy, you haven't really been listening. And idolatry, which is what empire really is. This we affirm and support. You know the remaining principles. These are the familiar principles of Unitarian Universalist Association of congregations all over this country. These we covenant to affirm and support. And you don't have to be a UU to do this. It helps. Helps. So now in this new year, this critical time, this time that calls for discernment, for decision making, for turning, for authenticity, for courage. these 8 principles, our covenant, is exactly what this time in history needs. Funny how that works, isn't it? And aren't we free, liberal people of faith, covenanted in what? We stay on the love train in love, and covenanted, and we strive in hope. Aren't we exactly who is called for? We are the people we've been waiting for. Now, we don't wait too long, because if you wait too long, then we really will get to the point where we're going to say, boy, only a God can save us now. But we can't wait that long. This is the light of our soul that shines forth, not scientific terms. When the world when it becomes too dark, it is the spark that ignites hope, and when all hope seems lost. Remember something about that light. Not only can it shine forth, but it can be shared, like the candles, like we do on, on Silent Night. We just keep lighting them, and the light gets bigger, and it's shared. So we have to let our light shine, and we have to let the light spread. So we covenant to affirm and support these principles, right? These values. And it takes action now. See, I'm giving you this, but we got to put some footwork underneath. That takes some practical action, realistic expectations, so we don't get, frustrated. It's not happening fast enough. Some of the changes we work for, you and I may not even be here to see. But you don't do that to watch the pot. You do it because it's the right thing to do. Don't get caught up in, are they doing it? Is Michael doing it? I didn't see him watching. Is he doing this? I didn't see him doing that. I saw him in the happy hour. What's he doing? Don't worry about me. I'll be okay. You got to focus on what you're doing, and you're doing it because it's the right thing to do. Not that we want to see results, but some of those results may take a little longer now. Practical action can be a little way, smile, kind word, pause to listen, write your check, do your thing, march, do what you need to do, but it's what you need to do. Don't worry about other people's spiritual business. It just means to what? To serve, to be of service. That's all we're being called to do. And it can be action in bigger ways, and that's up to you. You put yourself out there. We got the sign out there for immigrant. However you're called to do it, right? Infinite diversity. Diversity is also what? Plurality of thought. So as many ways as you can think of to be of help, they're all valid. They're all what needs to be done. But that's what you have to do. Speaking out, helping out, joining in peaceful but firm demonstrations. Whatever you feel you are called to do, we covenant and affirm to support these principles. 8 beautiful principles. Get a little choked up, I was going to ask us to read the principles, but you read them on your own. I'm hungry, you're hungry. It's good to be educated, folk. I want to leave you with these words from Julian of Norwich. All will be well. All will be well. It's important to remember that the contradictions of life are not final contradictions, or Howard Thurman tells us that. The Buddhists say that everything good won't last for everything ever, and everything bad won't, you got to keep your eye on it, because you pull the trigger, no pun intended, on yourself. On yourself. It's important to remember that when Julian wrote these words, all will be well, in early 14th century Europe, it was not looking good. Okay? They had the bubonic plague, and the wars, and they're carrying on, and even in the face of such catastrophe, she affirmed. And now, in this new year, in our critical time, we're going to affirm too. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I don't care where your ancestors came in, whether you're on a slave ship, whatever. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. They left a blueprint about living in empire, about the big, how do I struggle and keep my identity? in the face of such cruelty, when you just shoot someone in a car at point blank range. You know, they've left a blueprint for that. You know, it's not sexy. You just got to go back and start studying it. Right? Jesus didn't say, oh, no justice, no peace, let's take the empire down. He paid his taxes. He said, but I can tell you, and he's not the only one, how you can keep your integrity, how you can keep your love, how you can stay on the love train, how you can keep your authenticity in the face of empire, because there's something Caesar can't take from you unless you give it away. If you don't want it, then you give it away. I ain't giving you know what away. Not to these folk, not to Nero. I'm not doing it. So, all shall be well. And all shall be well. And all manner of things will be well. Happy New Year. Our closing hymn this morning. We won't sing all 25 verses. As Linda reminded me, Michael, we're going to sing all 12 of these verses. We're going to do 3 of them. And then we're going to eat. And say, okay, please rise as you are willing and able. I got peace like a river. I hope you do too. 100.
Peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul.
So, I want to, we want to thank Maestro and our guest artist this morning. I can't do it today because we have potluck, but Tobias said that he found a way to keep the bottleneck, because I know some of y'all will scream out that door. And I wouldn't stand out there like you suggested, but I just want you to know I listened to you. But it's going to, yeah, but we're going to start doing that. Anyway, I'm going to use the words of Reverend Peter Rabel. I think he was at Union Church in South Carolina. We are warmed by fires we did not build. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from the wells that we did not dig, but we are ever bound in community. Bon appetit. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Can we get some help with these chairs?